in the end, hard-earned point. Obviously, without trying to get you into trouble too much, a game that was largely dictated by the officiating today, you feel?
Yeah. First of all, hard-earned point. We had to give something in the second half because we didn't in the first. We were, very poor first half. They wanted it a bit more. They reacted to first and second balls. We were disjointed. Shape was too many distances in between front and back. Made it difficult for us to really get any fluidity. It was a task at half time to pretty much show a bit of fight and an endeavour, and sometimes try and win or draw ugly. To your second point, I'm still baffled by a few of the decisions, if I'm honest. I can imagine the referee assessor that was here needed a bit more ink, and also can imagine that 550, whatever the attendance was, we'll all be going home probably having a laugh at that performance. Look, I don't want to get into trouble, but I think it was for all of us to see. Not just because of it was against us necessarily. Even if it was the other way, it was just abysmal. Both managements, were baffled by it. But however, look, this is what we've had to come up against sometimes. Whether it be opposition and we're feeling in a rut, or if it's decisions against us. Maybe in the past we wouldn't have had enough resilience and character to deal with that. And I think what we just said in there collectively, to have that first half performance with a bit of a mountain to climb, then decisions go against us in the second half that were enough to throw us all off our game. I think we've come through, and to get a point out of that and maybe feel that we should have got 3 is probably a good result.
Did you feel maybe in a roundabout way the referee's performance helped the team a little bit, because it sort of gave that sort of us versus them mentality? It was the world's against us, so we're going to have to go out and do this ourselves now. Maybe.
It again, when we say about characters, it can affect people in different ways. It can turn people nasty and lose shape of the game. Fortunately, we did have enough discipline in there to keep that. I think it got the fans going a bit, and again there was, that probably didn't help Bromsgrove in the way that then our fans are getting behind us, and they were superb in the second half. But like I said to the lads, we didn't hear them in the first half because we didn't give them anything to shout about. They're paying the money, we need to entertain, and first half we didn't give that. Second half, there was entertainment from us, but definitely from the decisions that were put in front of us as well. So maybe it gave us a little bit more bite and fight, but unfortunately we couldn't get 3 points.
How disappointing was it for you to start off in the way you did? Obviously it was a really good defensive performance against Hitchin, and we all commended the defensive performance and the team shape against Hitchin. Just 3 minutes in to go a goal down that early, it must have been gutting for you.
Yeah, it was really disappointing. The goal that we conceded was just weak, very meagre, and we didn't deal with it. And he just placed it in from 3 or 4 yards, so they've not had to work for it. That's the disappointing thing. And then really I can't remember Jez having too much to do after that, apart from watch a ball hit a post from a drop ball that was baffling, given against us as well, a strange one. But I think we were relatively solid. They didn't open us up, they just kind of hooked things on, and we had to deal with that. But to be fair, then we got more joy then about just putting balls on top of them, try and get on the second ball, and we did have a bit more quality in the second half. And look, if we dissect it, we had I think 3 shots in the first half, 9 in the second, 8 shots on target, which were probably all in the second half. So it shows how much energy that we gave in the second half in that final third. And I think we deserve to win. But based on the first half performance, I can't be too nice to us.
We had quite a few players out there making their home debuts, despite some of them being with us quite a long time. Was it maybe a case of a few players just getting a little used to the pitch and the surroundings in the first half, and probably Bromsgrove probably took a little bit of advantage of that? Maybe,
yeah, maybe. I think still a little bit soft out there, and the way that we played against Hitchin and we moved the ball well in certain areas, it's probably more difficult to do that here. But look, we know that that's not an excuse. That's not the reason why the lads didn't work 110% in the first half. So that's a learning from us that we said in there. We have to give that type of energy, especially on Saturday against Long Eaton, because it will be same kettle of fish. Team fighting for their lives. We need to show that we're fighting as well, and the quality will then shine through. It's just it is a difficult one with the new lads, but they'll adjust.
You made quite a couple of changes into this game. Was that tactical? Was it maybe one eye on the fact that there were a few games coming up and you wanted to give a few players a little bit of a rest after Saturday? I mean, you brought on Tom and Dan, who were the two that left the squad starting the game, and obviously Dan was the one who got the equaliser. But what was it that made you leave them out at the beginning? Was it tactical, or was there maybe just a little bit of looking after them?
Yeah, tactical rotation. I don't want to be a manager that necessarily keeps a winning squad, because when you've got 3 games in 7 days, you need to rotate the squad evenly. I felt that I didn't necessarily want to change the back 5, and with the midfield centrally. I felt that we had enough spine in there to still be strong today, but it gave us the opportunity to obviously rest Jarvan and Scotty and put Sharpie and Bruno in. Look, it could go either way. You could keep the same side and lose 3-0, and then all of a sudden you have to change it anyway. So it's just about rotation. It's keeping players on their toes, no complacency. Just because you win, it doesn't mean you're keeping your spot, you know. And yeah, tactical and rotation, but that will continue. You know, we need the squad as fit and healthy as we possibly can, and we need to rely on everybody. There's no one out there that can do a worse job than anyone else. So, you know, at the moment it's quite a healthy competition. I
want to talk to you about one player in particular. A lot of we want to single players out, but he's come in. He's had 2 games that are, you know, a man of the match performance on Saturday, and arguably another one today. Jack de Gruchy, for such a young lad, you must be just delighted with how he's fitting into, you know, what is effectively men's football at this level.
Yeah, he's a really great kid, personality wise. You know, he's just so nice, so humble, but on top of that, he's extremely focused on his football career. He wants to better himself, he wants to develop, he wants to work hard. He's come in with a very considerate mind to help us out and want us to achieve as well as him. We're thankful for obviously Doncaster Rovers and Lee Glover, to be fair, to helping us get him across. And he's great. You know, he bounces off the rest of the lads just because he's young. You know, it doesn't make him any different from the side. So yeah, he's come in and done fantastically well. And looking at his energy, you know, his running figures. To be fair, on Saturday there was 4 of them that did over 11k against Hitchin, and he was one of them. And no doubt tonight he would have done something similar.
Jim, thank you very much. Congratulations on a hard-fought draw, and we'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.